Good afternoon, how are you all doing? I hope you are well. Thank you very much for tuning into this, and it's just going to be a short video, this one, people. I do apologise. I'm trying my best here to get this next video up and running. I'm just about ready to record it. I finished the last of the notes today. I promised myself I was going to start taking my time with them a bit more, because unfortunately there's times where I miss things out and I'm rushing it. It's because I'm still new to this stuff. I'm honestly, I can't wait for the day where I can just sit and talk about things as normally as I can if I'm sitting like with friends and family or whatever. But obviously it takes a little while to get to that. In this video, I just want to have do a short sort of video on the recent events at the weekend there, with regards to the Trump rally. As you can see, I mean, when I first seen it, like, I thought to myself, well, I put the headline that came up on Sunday morning, I think it was Sunday morning, and I straight away looked at it, I thought, Jesus Christ, here we go. But then I watched the video, which I think it was Sky News, if I'm not mistaken, which was the first one that notified me. And I watched the video, and the first thought, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a conspiratorial mind, that's staged. It just sounded staged. And I'll tell you why, because the gun that you heard popping off in the background, I mean, forgive me for stating, but it sounded like one of the bloody guns that you used to get when I was a kid. Like if you went out for Halloween, which was a popular choice to be a cowboy when I was young, you would get one of these wee guns. Remember, you used to put the strips through them and you would fire them. That's what it sounded like to me. It genuinely did. And I watched it again and it still sounded like that. And then you see, I mean, it might have been real, I don't know, like, but it's, look at the events after when everybody's saying that, or he's pretty much won the presidency. Well, I mean, he didn't have to do that. They didn't have to do that now. If that has been staged, if they've done that to get a bit of kayfabe on the go so that they could then hand the president to him. I mean, has he seen his opponent? I mean, Jesus Christ, Joe Biden last week, he was calling that Zelensky Putin. I mean, honestly, like, are you honestly trying to tell me that there's no one else could have been put forth for the American presidency in, was it 2019 or 20 or whenever it was? It's absolutely staggering, and the man he's an abuser, there's no doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt in my mind. He's from a crime family, his son's proven that. And he beat him and I mean, I know he lost the last one, but I mean, some of the gaffes this man has had over the last few months, Joe Biden, like, it's embarrassing. It's not even funny anymore, because the guy's obviously not well. He should be at home getting taken care of by his family, if that's indeed what they do in the background. Because he needs to have his feet up now in front of the fire, because I don't think he could be trusted to make himself a cup of tea now, or coffee or whatever it is he drinks in America. I would suggest green tea for him, maybe get his upstairs working a bit more, because it's not clicking just now. But anyway, I mean, back to Trump. He's standing there holding his ear and there's a little bit of blood on it. And don't forget, I mean, Donald Trump's been in the WWE with Vince McMahon, so he knows what kayfabe's all about. I sometimes I was actually wondering the other day there if maybe Vince McMahon's had a hand in helping him with it, staging it. Because he's been thrown out his own company for being a complete and utter scumbag. I mean, I've read that lawsuit in full, like, and that industry, like, when you actually see what goes on behind the scenes and what they actually do and what they're involved in, and it's a huge part of children's childhoods. And I actually went back recently and watched some of the things that I'd watched in the sort of late 90s, and how it got on televisions is beyond me, but you didn't seem to notice it back then. Some of the storylines are absolutely harrowing. I mean, just go back and you'll get a number of them that'll be brought up. One, I think it was Jessie May or something, one was called, where one of the wrestlers was having sex with a dead corpse. It was honestly, this was on Saturday morning television. Go and check it out. But Donald Trump's been in that world before, so I'm not saying that that's what he's done. Like, I mean, it's maybe just somebody stupid that's thought, I'm going to take him out. I mean, it could have been a 22. A 22, the mafia sometimes use a 22. It's a size that's a small, I think it's one of the smallest guns you can get. And the reason that they use it is because if you shoot someone in a certain point in the head, the bullet enters the head and it starts moving around like a pinball because it's so small. I read that in my mafia book there. But yeah, but that's possible. That's what's happened. So I was kind of thinking that maybe that's what they've went for. And then today, just not long before I actually finished up those notes, I had a look at, there was a BBC recording of the assassination. So I decided to watch it, and I looked at it and I thought, right, this is from a different angle here, because the one I'd seen, it was Trump. No, I got it right there. He was standing talking, and you could just hear it in the background. Whereas this one was sort of from the point of view, or the perspective of people standing like from the bushes where this perpetrator was, and then the shooting started, and it sounded like a semi-automatic machine gun. So honestly, it did. That's what it. And I thought, well, that doesn't sound anything like what I heard in Sky News on Sunday morning. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it would appear that I think it's more than likely been staged. Either that, or it's somebody that's been very, very stupid. Because at the end of the day, like I say, the very first one I'd heard, it didn't sound very loud at all, and he's bleeding in his ear, and I mean that's a Vince McMahon tactic right there, isn't it? Just, oh, my ear's bleeding, cut it with the razor blade to get the blood coming out. I mean, I'm not saying people shouldn't have been scared at the time, because it could have. I mean, it happens in America all the time. Like, so of course it wasn't to be laughed at the time. It still isn't now, because someone died, unfortunately, according to the headlines anyway. And if it has been staged, then that's a real disaster. But it won't be the first staged false flag that's killed people. When it's not actually, well, when the story's not been quite told the way it had happened. I mean, 9/11's a perfect example of it. But now they're saying that, like I say, Trump's pretty much won this presidency, but I'd say he'd won it anyway, because how can you vote for Joe Biden? I mean, there's just no way you can vote for him now. I mean, he's an abomination. He is a complete and utter mess, and he needs to go and see a doctor. I mean, he's not want to give it up though. He doesn't want to give this up. I mean, I've listened to some harrowing videos about Joe Biden, and there was a time at an inauguration in 2013 when he was working for Obama. Can't remember what position he had, and it's quite harrowing. Like, just type in creepy Joe Biden into YouTube, and the video should come up, or into a search engine. And I've had people who are in denial tell me, "Oh, that's not what he's saying." It's like, look, I've got pretty good hearing. I can't hear everything what he's saying, but that's sexual. He's speaking sexually to a child. That's clear. Whether I don't care about your denial, mate. The man is a wrong'un, and so is his son, and his son needs to go to jail as well. Not that he will. They all need to go to jail. I don't trust Donald Trump either. And the reason I don't trust Donald Trump is because he's pledged to Israel. If you're pledging to Israel, I don't care what anybody thinks of me for this. You are on the side of the demons. It's as simple as that. The first person that comes along as a politician and doesn't sign the pledge to Israel, or Labour's friends to Israel we've got in this country, or the Tories version, the first person that comes along and says no to that, then I'll listen to them. I'll possibly give them my vote. Until that day, you can forget about it. And all these idiots that keep telling me that Trump, when he won the presidency, oh, you like that, Alan? Well, no, not really, mate. Why would I? The man's a fraud, in my opinion. He's a billionaire, and he does not stand for anything that I stand for, and I'm sure you as well. I know he says he does some of the time, but he doesn't. People are regarding this man as a superhero. I mean, it's possible that maybe he's used his uncle's time travel technology that he stole for Tesla to realise that he was going to get shot at, and he's managed to get out of the way of it. Maybe that's what happened, I don't know. But whatever's happened, it's looking like he's going to get the presidency again, and there's a lot of people out there that seem to think that that's going to be a good thing. Now, I've said it many times, if you're going to criticise people for what they do wrong, you need to give them credit for what they do right. And he has done a lot right, I'm not saying that, but he's also done a lot wrong. I mean, he's granted every wish that Israel requested during his presidency. It was granted. So you're no different, and if you look at his history, he's borrowed money from the Rothschilds as well. So if you've been in debt to them, you're in their pocket. It's as simple as that. Regardless if you've paid it back or not, it doesn't really matter. And he has been bankrupt many times as well, apparently. I mean, I don't know how true that is. depends what way you look at it, it appears to be. He doesn't go without, that's for sure, and he's certainly got the support of the Americans, but that's because look at the other side, it's Joe Biden. No wonder he's got the support, because you would need to be as senile as Joe Biden to support him. You really, really would. And look at bloody Robert De Niro, he's just as senile. Look what he done just a few weeks ago when he made a complete arse of himself. Because he's had this vendetta against Trump basically since Trump came on the political scene. It's like, look mate, you're an actor, you're a good actor, you're not a politician. I would agree with what you say on vaccines, but everything else, mate, your head's in the clouds. Stick to making films, man, because this isn't your arena. And it's shown that actually with that rant that he done the other week there, because there's a lot of people distancing themselves from him now. He's going to be getting certain awards and stuff like that, and they're not going to give him it now, and nor should they, because he's an embarrassment. And the sad thing about it is, it's whether it's Robert De Niro or family members of mine or people that I've seen out in the street, they're all holding a similar state of mind. Like, if I was to hit Robert De Niro with a certain bit of information about the world, he would trigger. Like, if I was to say to him, Donald Trump's done some good things, among some bad, it would trigger him. Because in people's minds like that, they don't think like that. Everything's all bad because they don't support them. I support that side, so that means everything that side does is wrong, and it's bad, and I oppose it. Anything this side that I support does is wrong. What I'll do is I'll ignore that and pretend I never seen it, and continue to support it. This is happening all the time, and I can tell you now, people, if we're going to start progressing, if you're even going to progress on an individual level, you need to stop lying to yourself. I mean, how can you trust someone that lies to themselves? You can't, because if they lie to themselves, they're going to lie to you at some point. It might not be a daily thing, but they are going to tell you an untruth, there's no doubt about it. So you need to stop lying to yourself, and I've done this before, and I've got family members that do it, and they just pretend, they bury their head in the sand, and they pretend, well, I don't need to put my attention to that, because I don't really like that. But the thing is, like, if you don't deal with it, it's not going to go away. It doesn't go away, and this is why politics is in such a mess, because we're not dealing with it. Because every single time someone comes along with their bloody nonsense in their campaigns, not all of us don't buy it, but enough of us do for them to keep this system going by giving it credibility, thus handing in or them giving them your vote, thus giving this system credibility. Because that's what we're doing. Regardless of how small a number of people are doing it, there's still got enough votes there to say, well, this guy's been voted for, like Keir Starmer. Like I said in my video, it didn't really matter. Keir Starmer has got less votes than what Jeremy Corbyn did. So, and half the votes that he did in his constituency, as I mentioned in my video. So, I mean, he's no better, and we'll see that soon. He might just be the guy that triggers the revolution, as I said, and I just wonder when Trump, because it's looking like Trump's going to get back in. I'll be surprised if he doesn't now, which lends further credence to the fact that it's possibly been staged. But again, I've tried and look at it from all different angles. Why would you need to do that against Joe Biden? Maybe he's just looking to consolidate it to make sure of the victory, because he did apparently win the election the last time, and it's been fudged and it's been moved around so that Biden got it, they've done that many times. Let Chelsea play to them. Go back to 2000 and look at George Bush's his presidency. I mean, he shouldn't have won that, but because he had three cousins or three judges that I think he was definitely related to at least one of them, and the others were friends of friends or friends of family or something on the bloody Supreme Court panel that was making a ruling against his presidency, whether he won it or not. So of course he was going to get it. He was also the person that had the most European and royal genes, or European and British royal genes. So you can predict the American presidency with quite high accuracy by looking at the genealogical record of their family in Buck periods. That's a fact. That is a fact. I think there's like 33 presidents can be traced back to Charlemagne. And people say to me, anybody can become president. Well, if anybody can become president, why are so many of them related to the same monarch, going back more than 1,000 years? No one's thus far has been able to answer that question. And it won't be answered in this current system that we're in, because it opens a serious can of worms. It shows that because it does away with the delusion in America, like the American dream. You need to be asleep to believe it. You can become president if you just work hard, but you need to be from the right family. And people talk about like Bill Clinton and stuff like that, and Bill Clinton's related to the Rockefellers. And then you've got like Donald Trump, he's even got European and royal genes. He's related to Hillary Clinton. they didn't mention that in their debate, did they, when they were going for the 2016 presidential election? So they're just a couple of things. A small discussion. Let's call this a filler video that's been freestyle, because I've not really done any notes. Like I say, it's just to try and get me through, or to keep keep posting something anyway, just until I get this next video up. I should be recording it tomorrow, so it should be available tomorrow. I want to thank everyone just for joining me for this short video today. Thanks once again. I appreciate all your support and your continued comments. It really does keep me going, so thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next one.